All right, welcome. We are here tonight for this first session of this exclusive three-part online class called Monetize Your Message: How to Develop, Deliver, and Distribute Your Message and Create a Continuous Stream of Money. This is a course that came about as a result of lots and lots of questions from our clients and people that we speak to where they want to get their message out there. They wanted to create products, but they got stuck on the how. Now, I'm a big believer in focus on your goal and don't worry about the how. The how will show up. So the good news is, everybody, here's the how on how to create your products so that you can get your message out there, reach mass markets, and also create lots and lots of money coming in for you. So here's what we're going to go ahead and do in this three-part course. And I would request that if there is any challenge with the audio or the video, if you could just put it in that chat bar, somebody who's there, if you could let me know that, and I'll do my best to keep up. We are blessed with technology and also sometimes challenged. Tonight, I know everything is going to go through nice and smooth. So here's what we're going to do tonight, assuming my computer decides it's going to cooperate. And give me just a moment. Here we go. So here's session one is tonight. We're going to focus on how to create digital products, CDs, audio downloads, and ebooks. Then session two, which is going to be on Thursday, again at 7:30 p.m., the focus is going to be on what do you deliver. And this is about developing and creating your products based upon your unique message. And part of the reason that I created this course and did it back to back is it would give me so much pleasure to be able to support each and every one of you in getting some products out there ready to go, ready to be delivered and sold to the people who want to hear what you've got to say and get it done before the holidays. So it's absolutely possible, all based upon the knowledge and expertise that you already have. So session one is tonight, session two is going to be Thursday, and then session three, which will be next Tuesday, will be on creating captivating copy to inspire the buyers. So we're going to create the products. We're going to have that unique focus on the marketing of it so that people will actually want to buy what you have or opt into your list, however you're going to be using these digital products. So why did we create this class? Well, first of all, it's because you are filled with knowledge and information that others want and need. Each and every person that's on this line watching the recording, you have your own unique expertise, knowledge, your brand, your information, and no one else has that perfect of gifts and talents that you do. So this is about you taking what you have and delivering it to others so that your contribution to the world can get out there and give it to people who want it. The second reason is that we've seen too many people get stuck or stopped on the how, and it's time for you to say, wow, I didn't know it could be so easy. So my goal tonight is to be able to break down the steps in the process of creating your products, your digital products, so that you can get them up online or turned into physical products that you can sell when you're speaking in public or at networking events, however you want to use them, and we're going to talk about that quite a bit as well. So why do you want to create products? Well, I think most of you already know the answer to that. Number one is you're filled with knowledge and information that others want and need. The second reason is so that you can share your expertise with the masses. One of the best ways to reach people and increase your revenue is by reaching more and more people. I believe it is in The Go-Giver by Bob Burg and John David Mann that they talk about how the amount of your revenue is directly related to the number of people you serve. And by having a product, an information product that helps somebody else, you're able to take your message and get it out to more people than you ever could just on your own, speaking one-on-one with people. So that's the second reason, is to share your expertise with the masses. The third reason is to save time, energy, and money. So think about it. Every time you're talking with a client and they ask you a question and you give them that same answer, you get asked the same questions over and over again, that's taking up time, that's taking up energy, and in essence, money or resources that you have. So just like tonight, part of the reason that I'm creating this is people ask me these questions on how to create their products over and over and over again. The people in our coaching program, we help with this. So now we're going to have a way that I don't have to do the same thing over and over again. They can get the information from me, and then I can move on to the next level of expertise to serve them with, and you can do the same thing. So that's the third reason. The fourth reason is it's a great way to build rapport. When you are doing your marketing and people are starting to get to know you, like you, and trust you, what a great way for them to understand the services and the value that you bring than by listening to a CD, an MP3 download, or an ebook or something of that fashion. And because you can create an MP3 virtually for zero cost, what a great way to let people start to get to know you, then like you and trust you and do business with you. And then the last reason, obviously, is to make money while you sleep. One of the courses, the very first course I created was Dream Board Secrets, and this was back in uh, early 2008. I believe it was in 2008, excuse me, that I first created the Dream Board Secrets audio and ebook that goes with it. And I'm still selling that today. 5 or 6 years later, we're still using it. So something that I created 5 years ago is still making money today. People go online and buy it over and over again. And the same thing can happen for you with your digital products. So this is the why. Sounds like a great reason, don't you think? So now let me take away some of the confusion, mysticism, and mystery behind creating your digital products. So here's what we're going to cover tonight, and I want to start with a big old disclaimer. And I'm not from the South, but I say big old because I've been living in the South for 30 years, even though I'm from New York, and that will clearly come out during the presentation tonight. So here's the disclaimer. What I'm sharing with you tonight is the way I created products, and I'm sure there are many other ways to do so. And if you know of a better, easier, and more cost-effective way to do it, by all means, I encourage you to do that, and then share your knowledge if you know some way that's better. I am always learning, growing, and sharing. So what I'm showing you tonight are the steps that I've personally taken to create multiple products, both digital, physical products, and share them online in person. So like I said, this is the way I've done it. It's the most cost-effective way that I've found to create my products, and I invite you to do the same. And if you've got a better way, hey, let me know about it. We'll all share. Maybe you'll be doing a webinar to tell people how to do things. So here's what we're going to cover tonight. We're going to start with the process of creating audio products. And I'm going to share with you the tools that I recommend and personally use. The first is through freeconferencing.com, and the second is Audacity. And I'm going to take you online in just a few minutes, and we're going to go step by step through all of these, so you'll get to see how it's done. Then we're going to go through the process of converting that audio file or that MP3 to a CD, how you download it, where you can host it online and then share the links, and then also how to take that audio file and burn it to a CD using iTunes. The last piece I'll share with you tonight in this how-to monetizing class is the structure that you want to set up for your sales page and the delivery of your digital products, because there's a step-by-step sequence to doing all of that. So today, this is a very nuts and bolts class. I hope you have pen and paper handy. And this recording, as well as the PowerPoint, are going to be available for you after the class is done. I'll probably get it up by tomorrow so that you can go back and access this thing, the process, and go step by step. So let me share with you a few of the resources. The first resource for creating your audio files, and this is the simplest, easiest way to do an audio. And all you need is a telephone and a computer. And the website is called freeconferencing.com. This is the platform that we use for all of our Wow Wednesday calls, all the teleclasses that we do, and it is absolutely, totally 100% free. All that's required to set up an account with them is to have your name and a password. That's all you need, a name and email and password, and you're set up and you're ready to go. And I'm going to take you through the dashboard and how it works so that there's no confusion for you. But this is the first resource and the easiest way to create your audios. Basically, you're just going to be calling in over the telephone. You're going to push record on your phone and bam, you're creating an audio in a very simple way. I'll take you step by step through that in just a moment. The second way to create audios is with a program called Audacity. And I've got the link for you there. And this is something that you would use if you have headphones that you can plug into your computer. So for example, right now, I am speaking to you through headphones with a USB port plugged into my computer, and it's got a microphone on it. The headset that I got was, I don't remember the name of it. Hold on, I'll take it off to tell you. Yes, it's a Logitech, a Logitech headset, and I believe it was somewhere between $39 and $50. And it plugs right into my computer. The sound is great, and this program called Audacity is a recording software program that, again, is free. So far, I'm showing you all the audio files for free. So Audacity, and there's the link for that, audacity.sourceforge.net. Sorry about that. When you get the Audacity program on your computer, there's a second file that you're going to need to download, and that's called the Lame MP3 encoder. This is an adjunct or an add-on to the Audacity program that now allows you to export the link as an MP3 file. You may have noticed that audio files, video files come in all different kinds of formats. Sometimes you see the extension where you see the name of the file and the .wav or .mp3 or .mp4. Those are all different programming languages having to do with audio and video. So the way Audacity works is Audacity has one software formatting and then that you record in, and then in order to export the file as an MP3 file, which is what most people can easily use and access, you need this second piece of software called the Lame MP3 encoder. And again, all of this stuff is free. So the second thing that you'll need to take a look at in terms of resources is a place to host and store your online files. And hang on just a second. I'm going to go ahead and mute our listeners because we've got some back. All right. Do me a favor in the chat box. Can you still hear me? I did have to put the listeners on mute. So if you could just respond there, I would greatly appreciate it. And let me know if you can hear me. Yep. Okay, beautiful. Thank you so very much. And if you have a question, thanks everybody. I appreciate it. If you have a question, you can go ahead and type it in that chat box and I'll get to it at some point in time, and I'll open up towards the end for some Q&A also. So let me tell you about hosting and online storage of files. Once you record your audio files and then turn them into MP3s, you're going to want to be sending them out to your customers. And if you try to send them as an attachment to your email, it's going to get stuck. It's not going to get delivered. The files are really, really big, especially if you've got anything that's more than 5 minutes in an audio file. It takes forever to deliver. So what you want to do is store your audio files online, and there's lots of different places that you can use for this type of storage. We've been using this storage facility called A Drive for 5 years, And I think what we have is about 100 gig of storage space in there. And we've been doing Wow Wednesday for years, all our conferences, all my teachings, all my recordings, everything is in there, and we're not even halfway full on the amount of storage that we have, and it only costs $250 a month. If you see down here at the bottom on the right hand side, new plan starting at $2.50 a month. $2.50 a month is all it costs. So for those of you that have audio files, maybe you're using Dropbox or Google Drive or something like that, I am very happy with A Drive. It allows people to download the files easily to their computer as well as listen to them on their phones and directly on their computer. So if you're going to sign up for this, please do use that code that we have there. We are affiliates, and I encourage you to become affiliates as well, because that's another stream of revenue. Simply by recommending what you use to others, you get to make a little bit of money. It's not very much. If we're only paying $2.50, there's only a couple cents in it, and it adds up once you keep going. So those are some of the resources that you definitely want to take a look at as you're creating your products. Now what I'd like to do as we move on to the next screen, hold on just a second here, and get my computer working. All right. Technology is so much fun. All right, we're not up to this yet, so I want to go ahead. All right, let me go ahead and start by taking you to freeconferencing.com. And I'm going to open up the lines again in case. All right, let's see here. Move this over to the side. All right, so the first thing I want to do is take you to freeconferencing.com. So you go to freeconferencing.com. There are several similar conference call sites that you can use. I particularly like this one and have been using it for years for several reasons. The main one is that I get to use, there's a dashboard, which is very easy to work. So I'm going to go ahead and log in to my dashboard and simply enter. Go ahead and log in by putting in my, let me use this one. And the way, just so you know, some of you may already have accounts with freeconferencing.com. And what I've done in order to get more than one account is I just use a different email address and password. I probably have 4 or 5 different accounts that I use with freeconferencing.com. Some I use for coaching clients, some I use for Wow Wednesday, some I use for recording. And so just all you need is a new email address and password, and you get a new number. All right, so for the purposes of using freeconferencing.com to record your audios, go ahead and sign up for an account, and then you log in just as I did. The first thing you'll see, here's the dashboard that shows up. The first thing you're going to want to do is see where it says on the left-hand side here, Live Conference. You're going to turn on Live Conferencing. That will then open up a sub-menu, other options for you. Next thing you'll do as soon as you're ready to start recording is you'll click Recording On, and you'll hear, this conference is now being recorded, because you'll be on your telephone. You will have dialed in to the telephone numbers there. Then you do your recording for however long it's going to be. Turn off your recording, turn off the live conference, and it asks, do you want to drop all the callers? Well, there's nobody else there, so you can go ahead and drop it. And now your conference is done. The next thing you do is go to History and Recordings. And you'll see here that obviously I use this conference call quite a bit. And right here on December 10th, this is the call that I just did. It was only 36 seconds long. So I'm going to use this as an example to show you the next step in the process. Once you've logged in, live conferencing on, recording on, done your recording, and then you go ahead, let me turn the, okay, you've done the recording, you come to Conference History and Recordings, and you click right here where it says Recorded. So we're going to go ahead and click on that link, And this is going to give you an option. It's also going to immediately start going into play mode once it goes ahead and opens up. So once it does this, it's thinking for a moment. I should play the Jeopardy song to keep us entertained and busy, but I don't know it that well. For some reason, this is going slow. Let's go back. Let me try this one here. So this is from our Wow Wednesday a couple weeks ago. Here we go. So you can hear, let me go ahead and stop it. You can hear that the minute that I clicked on that recording, it goes ahead and starts playing. And this is good so you can test your sound quality and see how it sounds for you. So what you want to now do is come down here towards the bottom. You see where it says back, share recording, and download recording. So what you want to do to be creating your product is to download recording. So we're going to go ahead and click on download recording. A screen will open up as it continues thinking. It's connecting up at the top there. And coming through, and the screen will pop up, and this is partly the way that I have my settings established. It's going to ask me if I want to open the file or save the file. And what you're going to want to do is go ahead and save the file. It's taking a long time because it's a big file, and I'll just do a quick check-in. Do we have any questions so far? If you do, you can go ahead and list them in the queue, and I can open up the line if we do have some questions. Here we go. So you can now see on the screen, it says you have chosen to open the file. Do I want to open it? I do not. I want to save it to my computer, because once it goes to my computer, then I'm going to go ahead and turn it into a CD or an MP3 file. And so I would click OK. I'm not going to go ahead and download it now because it'll take quite a bit of time, but this is the process for creating the audios using freeconferencing.com. And I see Sherry and Richard Martin are with us, or somebody says that they use this all the time for their GPS Academy. Excellent. Love the GPS Academy and Richard and Sherry. All right, so now what I've done is I've shown you how to use freeconferencing.com at absolutely no cost to you to create your audio files. You now have, once you've downloaded the recording, you have this product on your computer. So what I'm next going to do is show you the other program that I use, the Audacity program, to create your audio files using that. And I also use it for editing. So let me go ahead and get out of this one right now. We don't need that one anymore. And I'm going to minimize this right here. And I already have the Audacity file on my computer. Here's what the little icon looks like, little headphones with the sound waves in it. I'm going to go ahead and open that up. And again, I use Audacity with headphones on my computer, a USB port directly plugged in. So what I'm going to show you now is that you can do several things with Audacity. If all you want to do is simply create a straight recording, you've got your script, you're ready to go, and you're going to just speak. What you can do is simply, you're going to hit record. Let me go ahead and answer Tina's questions. Can you add pictures with free conferencing? Well, if you're doing an audio file, you won't be needing pictures. So I'm a little confused by the question. So are you talking about wanting to do a webinar teaching, kind of like what I'm doing tonight? Yeah, so that's two different things we're talking about. The teaching tonight, and the reason I'm doing it via webinar is so you can physically see the exact steps that I take to create audio products, the CDs that you stick into your car or the MP3s that you listen to on your headset. So webinars is a completely different kind of platform, software, and technology. Okay, perfect. So this is purely for doing your audios. And Tina, this will be great for you to take some of your brilliant wisdom and sage advice and share it with others through creating some CDs and MP3s. Yeah, beautiful smile. Okay, so let me teach you a few things about Audacity. So again, totally free software that you can use. And one of the reasons that I enjoy using Audacity so much is that it has the ability to edit the files as well. So step number one I want to show you is purely how to use this for recording. And pretty simple. There's a pause button on the, I'm on the top left now, so we've got a pause button, we've got a green button for play, stop, rewind, fast forward, and then record. So I'm going to just go ahead and start recording right now. And you can see I'm recording. Actually, this is the wrong microphone. That's why it's not showing up. So you see I'm flatlined here. That means it's not reading the correct microphone. So I want to go ahead and check my microphone, my Logitech USB. So notice what I'm doing, and I ran into this problem a while ago when I first started using this program. These are the speakers, and you can see it's the speakers that are on my headset, so I can hear them, my Logitech headset, and then my microphone, my Logitech microphone. So you want to just go ahead and make sure that you've got the right devices connected here. So I'm going to X out right here. I'm going to get rid of this audio track. A little tiny X in the left-hand corner. I'm going to make that go away. And now I'm going to start recording, and hopefully it's going to record my voice, and you see all those nice little blips that are going on there. So we're going to hit stop. I'll be done recording. And you can carry this on for however long you want to do your recording for, whether it's a 15-minute, 30-minute, 60-minute recording. What I will suggest to you is that if you are doing a teaching that you want to show up as more than one track on a CD, that you want to break these down into smaller pieces, just like you would see songs on a CD. You get 5 or 6 songs on each side. Oh, I'm thinking about albums. It's not albums anymore. So step number one is to go ahead and record. Now let's say my recording is done and I want to go ahead and I want to save this. You go to File. Oh, that's okay. So you go to File, and then you come down here and you click Export. So this is where the lame MP3 encoder comes to play. So if you download Audacity and you have not downloaded the lame MP3 encoder, that export button is not going to show up. So the next step to save the file is to hit export. So right now it's going to save it somewhere on my computer, and I'm actually just going to let it be in this file here. So test seminar is what I'm going to call it. And you see the file name is test seminar. The type of file is an MP3 file. MP3s are what you have in iTunes, on your MP3 players. Very easy for people to access these for their computers and their devices. So then we click Save. And now what comes up is a screen so that we can give it more description. So the artist name would be Nancy Matthews. The track title would be Test Seminar. The album title would be Monetize Your Message. Track number would be 1. The year is 2013. And I don't bother all the time with the year, genre, comments. I don't bother with any of that stuff. So now what's going to happen is that this audio file has been tagged with all the right details for when we go ahead and burn it to a CD, or want to save a file somewhere or send it to someone. So I'm going to go ahead and save this now. So we enter the information and we hit OK, and it's exporting the file. So what I'd like to show you now is a few little bit of editing tools that I love about working with Audacity. And the question is, I think from Tina, can I use this to prepare for my Toastmaster speeches? Absolutely. This is a great thing for you to practice on. You could use this, or you could use free conferencing to practice your speeches. Either one would work out great. other than with free conferencing, you are using long distance time on your telephone. With this, it's costing you absolutely nothing, not even any time on your telephone. All right, so let me show you how to do a little bit of editing. I'm gonna close this one out. What I want to show you how to do now is how to add an intro to your teaching. So for example, those of you who have listened to any of my CDs or the Wow Wednesday recordings, before you hear the Wow Wednesday guest for the week, there's a little intro that comes in the beginning of each one. So here's how we do that. We go to File, Import, Audio. Let me do that again for you one more time. So you go to File, Import, Audio. Now this is presuming that you have already created the audio and it's on your computer. So that would be another step. Just the way I created the other audio a few moments ago, you would create an intro audio. So let me show you what we do for Wow Wednesday and all of our other products. So in my folder here, we've got this intro piece. So I'm going to import this audio into here. And if you listen to this now, you'll see it's welcome to Wow Wednesday. Okay, so those of you listening who have listened to any of the WPN Wow Wednesday replays have heard that before when you access through the website. So that's the intro piece. Now what I want to do is take this week's Wow Wednesday, for example, or the test that I just did, and add it and combine these two files together. So let me show you how that's done. So we hit File, Import, Audio once again. And I am going to go to that test we created because it'll be a short little piece. Let me see if that's test seminar. Let's see how. So the test seminar is in. So if I play this right now, the two tracks, this is track 1 on the top and then track 2 on the bottom. If I play this right now, they're going to be right on top of each other. So one of the benefits of Audacity is it lets you move the files around. So if you can see here, we've got this little arrow, this double arrow. It's called the time shift tool. I hope you can see it on the computer. So I'm going to click that. And what I'm going to do is, you'll see now I'm in this bottom track, and I'm going to move the file down. Let me move my screen just a little bit more so you can all see that. So I got this double arrow. It's dragging it down. And now, see where this little yellow line shows up? That shows me I'm at the end of the thingamajigger, the end of the sound on the first track. So now when I play this, you'll hear the intro, which is this first track on top. And then you'll hear the beginning of the second one. So let me just show you how that sounds. Okay, so now it's going to start to fade out, and then we go into, and that's the little test that I just did. So to create the music and the audio, I followed this same sequence. So I had a music track that I imported, then I imported this audio track, welcome to the wonderful Wow Wednesday, and I blended them together. Now this may feel a little bit confusing. Okay, so I'm getting some messages. You have no sound, but you can hear me. I'm not sure why you couldn't hear it, and I apologize for that. So I'll describe the way it sounds. The way it sounded basically is that you heard the top track start with the music and welcome to Wow Wednesday, and then you heard the actual teaching right there. And hopefully if you go back and listen to the recording of this, you'll pick that up. Okay, so that's how you move the tracks around. And I could add another track onto this and another track onto this and keep moving them down further and further. So that's this little double arrow time shift tool. The other piece that I like about this is this eye, which allows me to select certain pieces. So it says selection tool. So I'm going to go ahead right here, and I am highlighting this piece of content. This selection tool now lets me do certain things with this piece of the content. I can cut it. So for example, I can go to edit. I could cut it and get rid of it. Let's say you messed up and you wanted to eliminate part of your teaching. And this is something that happens at times. You might be going along creating your product and things are going well, but then you get a little confused, or it gets muddled in the middle. And just rather than having to start all the way over, with Audacity, you can just cut out that middle piece. So you use this this selection tool, this letter I, highlight the piece that you want to get rid of, and then it's gone. The other thing that you can do, and of course you can also undo that cut and put it right back. Another thing that you can do with this highlighting tool is an effect. And what the effect does, lots of different things in here. It lets you fade in or fade out, which is great to use for music at the beginning and the end of your little intro piece. How can you identify the location of the sound to be editing? Well, when you're in here, you're going to be listening. You can hear it. I know that you guys couldn't hear it play on this webinar, but you're going to be hearing it playing, and you just kind of have to watch. It's a little tedious, obviously, but you just have to watch and then just click, and play with it a little bit. So if I was listening, for example, and I saw, okay, so at 20 is when, at 20, for example, is when I messed up. Then I would just take my selection tool and I would just pay attention. You might have to listen a couple of times, and then you can edit it out or cut it or add one of these very cool effects. Now, I'm a little bit of a geek, so this kind of comes somewhat easy to me, and I got to tell you that the way I learned this was on a YouTube video, and there's probably so much more that can be done with this. This is what I need. This is how I use it, and I'm sure someday I'm going to learn more with it, but I absolutely love it. The quality is good. The Logitech headphone and microphone works really great. So you can be well on your way to getting your audios done quickly, easily, and cost effectively starting tonight after you get this call done, if you've got the energy, or if you want to do it tomorrow, that's fine too. All right, so we went through freeconferencing.com. We went through Audacity. What I want to take you through now is very quickly. So actually, let me answer this question. So it says save changes before closing. You don't need to do that as long as you have gone through the process of file, export, where I took you through this step by step, where you save it to your computer and then you do the extra tags when it comes later. Okay? So you'll be all set on that, and you'll get to go back and listen to this recording, so we don't need to save this. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you is we talked about downloading the file. So I showed you how to download it from Free Conferencing. Now I want to take you to A Drive, which is where we do the hosting of the file. So let me go ahead and open up A Drive. And we're going to go to adrive.com, and I'm going to go ahead and log in and show you how to do this. When you get your own account, it certainly won't be quite as full as ours. As I said, we've been using it for years and years and years. So you're going to see that in our account, we have lots of files in there. So what you're going to see is kind of how our brains work a little bit. And you'll see we have all these different file folders and all the courses we've done, the 7 portals of the success, the 12-step follow-up system. So within each of these folders are the individual audio files. So let me go ahead and use the 7 portals of success as an example. So you can see all of these audios that are in here. You are going to want to set up your files with subfolders so that you'll easily be able to find your products as well. So let me go back to my main directory, and I'm going to show you the upload process. It is so easy and so seamless. You're going to love it. So right here, I'm looking at my files. You click Upload Files, which is on the right-hand side. You click Browse. Go to your computer, and I'm going to go ahead and use that test that we had, this test seminar, which I saved. So I click on that, and it starts uploading it. And it was a nice tiny little file, so it uploads quickly. Upload complete, return to your files, yes. And then it's going to bring me back to my main directory. And now what you do is locate that file in your list. Let me see where this ended up. As you can see, we have lots and lots of stuff in here, so I need to go back a few pages. All right, so here it is, test seminar. Now, if you see the difference, you see these little people next to everybody, and then this just has the music notes next to it. The difference is that these files I've shared and made public so that I can send the link out to other people. So in order to do that, you've got your file, you just uploaded it, you're going to right-click on the file, and then over here, you're going to click Share. And it says, are you sure you want to share this? You have the option here to give an expiration date and also password protect the file, which is great if you've got membership levels that you're going to be creating special products for and things like that. Because ours are typically ongoing, we go ahead and we don't restrict them in this fashion, but you certainly have the opportunity to do so. So am I sure I want to share it? Yes, I am sure. So now you'll see the little people next to it. And here is test. Again, I'm going to right-click on it, and it tells me the name and the information. And then here is the URL related to this that you can share. So you would right-click on that, copy the link location, and that is the link that you will send to people so they can access the digital download of your audio teaching. Any questions on that one? If you do, you can go ahead and drop them in the chat box. So we've got your product created either using free conferencing or Audacity. We've downloaded it to your computer. We've uploaded it to this online storage facility, which makes it easy for you to send out to your customers and clients. Now I want to show you how to take this audio file and burn it to a CD. And the way that I know how to do this most easily is by using iTunes. So I'm going to go ahead and log out of here. I'm going to close this out, and I'm going to open up my iTunes. Access the link from in an email that you send. Yes, so the way that this would work is, actually, I'm going to hold on that because I'm going to give you that just as we're wrapping up. That's the last piece that I'm going to cover this evening, is how you can create the structure for delivery of your digital products to your clients and customers. And there's my iTunes coming up. Oh, there we go. There's iTunes, and I like music, but you guys probably knew that about me. And you'll see some Bruce Springsteen on here, but lots of other things as well. All right, so here's what we're going to do. To burn a CD, the way iTunes works is you have to burn from a playlist. So I'm going to show you how through iTunes to create a playlist and then burn it to a CD. All right, we've got a question here. What is the value of creating a CD when you can just have the client download the recording or video directly from their computers? Great answer. Thank you for answering that. Sell at conferences and in stores. That is the difference. And everything around this has to do with the psychology of buying. If someone is purchasing online, actually, let me take a step back. Most human beings love instant gratification. So if I'm online and I'm just clicking a button, bam, I want instant gratification. I don't want to wait 3 days for that CD, that book to arrive. I want it right now. I just paid for it. I want it. Whereas if you're in public, if you're speaking in public at a networking event or at a store, again, I want instant gratification. So you want to have a physical product that people can take. So that's the difference. There's also seems to be a little bit higher perceived value in physical product as opposed to digital downloads. I don't know, what the percentages are on that, but I've heard that there's a more perceived value in something tangible that you can actually touch. So hopefully that answered your question. Great question. All right, so I'm in iTunes. I'm going to click on playlists. So we go ahead and click on playlists, and you'll see here on the left side of my iTunes, I have several different playlists. iTunes comes with your purchase, Genius, 90s music, recently rated, top 25 played. The rest you see here, 5 blunders, chapter 5, chapter 10, client attraction magnet. These are all playlists that I've created because I turned all of these that you see here into CDs that we sell at live events. I also mail some out to people. So all of these are individual playlists. So let me show you how to create a new playlist and burn it to a CD. And there are a couple of nuances in here that are really important for selling products to your clients. So the first thing you do is, as long as you've got playlists checked, you're going to hit I know you don't like that. So File, New, Playlist. And on the right-hand side, you'll see it says Playlist 2. I hope you can see that on the right. And I'm going to say this Test Playlist, we're going to call it. So I hit Test Playlist. Now, to create a playlist, drag songs, albums, and artists here. What we've done so far is create the audio and download it to your computer, your hard drive, as an MP3. So far we have not taken that audio file and imported it into iTunes, which is the next step that you need to do. So you're going to do File, Add File to Library, click on that, and then again I'm going to go back to that test one that I had, which was in my Wow Wednesday folder. And obviously, when you're doing this, go slow enough so you see where your files end up being saved. I've gotten frustrated many a time by not remembering where I saved something or not paying attention when it automatically downloaded. All right, so now this file is now going to be in my iTunes. So I changed it to songs so that I could find it. And I'm going to go all the way down here under test. Okay, so test seminar. You see I located it, and I still have my playlist waiting for me over here in order to tell it what songs I want to put. So I'm going to drag that over. In a long time, how to drag things. My sister Trish showed me that one. So basically what you do is you click on it, hold with your finger on the left click, and then drag it over. So I could put one thing in here, however many audios you have, and you see that it's now creating the tracks. So this is test playlist, 3 songs, 30 minutes long. I'm going to click done. So now my playlist is complete. So here's the 3 files, the 3 songs that I put on there. So now what you want to do is still clicked on playlist. You're going to go to File, Burn Playlist to Disk. So go ahead and click on that, and a screen will come up showing you how to burn it. So here's the thing that I really want to point out to you. When you're burning a CD from iTunes, you want to make sure that under disk format, you select audio CD. You do not want it to be on MP3 or data. The reason for that is audio CDs can be played both on people's computers and in their cars. People who have cars that are that have a standard CD player and can't read MP3 files are going to be really ticked off if you selected MP3 and they just bought a CD from you and now it. So always make sure that you choose audio CD. So choose audio CD, you'll click burn, and it'll tell you to put a disk in. and it'll come up. I'm not going to go forward with actually burning the disk, but that's the process that you need to create it. All right, so any questions on the iTunes piece of it? Because we're just about finished with all the how-tos of recording and creating your products. So I'm going to go ahead and click out of there. If you've got any questions on that, you can just go ahead and put those in the chat box. All right, last piece I want to share with you tonight is, let me see if I can get this back on slideshow. And okay. So what I want to share with you now is the structure for how you set this up to deliver your products to your clients. So what I'm going to show you now is how to do the free giveaway on your website with an opt-in box so you can capture their name and email. I'm also going to show you examples of creating a sales page and the step-by-step pieces you'll need for that. And then we'll go ahead and talk a little bit about what's coming up for next time. So give me just a second. Let me scoot this over here. And I will go ahead and open this up. So the first thing I want to show you, once my, here we go. All right, so the first thing I want to show you is the opt-in box piece. So if you take a look at WPNglobal.com, you're going to see on the right-hand side, we've got the, and this one is down a little bit lower than I would normally recommend it to be. But if you notice, we've got our holiday membership special, and that's what I wanted most people to see right now. So everything is strategic, and you can move things around on your website. I know that most of you probably have somebody who does your web work for you, and that's great for you to outsource it. The importance is that you understand the process and procedures that you want them to follow to maximize your marketing efforts. So that's why it's important that you listen and understand this part, even if you're not physically doing the implementation of it. Okay, so the opt-in box for WPN is located here on the right-hand side. Free audio download, WPN founder Nancy Matthews interview on the business of networking. So what you want to do here, if you're going to be using one of your audios as a free giveaway, is you've got it set up as an opt-in box right on the main page of your website or your landing page. They will enter their name and email address. So I'll go ahead and do that and just show you what happens. And we'll do Nancy. Which one should we do? Let's do this one. Now, this is tied to your email campaign or your autoresponder series. So what's going to happen next is I hit submit, and then that will go ahead. Oh, this didn't work. Sorry about that. I've used this many, many times. What happens here is the entering of my name and email address causes a couple of things to happen. The first thing that happens is it triggers, forgive me for that, it triggers through my autoresponder an email that gets sent to the person that says, congratulations, we're so happy you found the WPN website. Here's a link to listen to the business of networking for women. And what I do is I take the link from A Drive. Remember, we went to A Drive, uploaded it, shared it so that it could be public. We take the link from A Drive and include it right in that email. Or you can send people to a page that hosts where the audio is located. So let me show you what I'm talking about there. So for example, nancymatthews.com, intuition. So here's another way to create a sales page or a lead capture page. So here's another one of my free giveaways, which is on intuition. Simply enter your name and email below to access this powerful teaching. So they enter their name and email. Once they do that, it triggers an email being sent to them, as well as triggers that they will automatically be redirected to this page where they can instantly access the download. So they enter their name and email address. Sorry about that. They enter their name and email address, hit submit, bam, it takes them to the delivery page. Remember, we're always talking about instant gratification. And here they just download, and they can click on that link, and they can go ahead and download the free gift. So the three pieces of that puzzle are: you have a page where you have your autoresponder opt-in box. You have an email autoresponder that gets triggered, that gets sent to them, either directing them to the page or giving them the link to the audio directly in the email. You can do it either way. And then the page that actually houses the information. And the same thing goes for creating products that you're going to sell. So let me show you what a sales page might look like. Sales page for one of my CDs is called Conversation Marketing. So I've got the marketing, the copyright there, la, 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 takes them down, makes them know they really want to have it. And then they click Buy Now for $9.97. So when they click on Buy Now, that simple click triggers several things to happen. One, it puts money in my bank account. Two, it triggers the email that gets sent to them that will give them the link to the page that contains the audio. I believe most of you on the call here tonight have done the Receiving Your Riches course, which has lots of audio downloads. It's the same thing that happens. I have a page set up where I have put all those audio downloads, and when I say I put them there, all I do is take that link from A Drive and put a click here hyperlink in my WordPress website. Again, if you're doing your own websites, this will make sense. If you're having somebody else do your websites, all you need to know is the process and then tell them to do it for you. And Tina, I love what you said. Wow, this is so cool. See, you always thought it was so hard. It is so easy. That was my promise at the beginning of the call tonight. So that's absolutely perfect. Glad to see that. And it takes a little bit of practice to get through it. It's really simple, step by step. And you know, as everybody says, it's easy once people show you how. And we at WPN are committed to having you get the success and the results that you deserve and desire, and get your message out to people. And the more of you that are creating products, sharing them with other people, the more change we're going to have in the world. And that's our mission, is to inspire and create a world which, you know, is just a better playground for all of us. So I think that I covered all the pieces that we promised tonight. Let me go ahead and get back to our PowerPoint so I can wrap us up. And look at that, I did that in just about an hour. Good timing, Nancy. Not that I'm too impressed with myself, but it's all good. Let's go ahead and give me just a second. All right, so we talked about the web pages. All right, so here we go. So we talked about the sales page, the autoresponder, the thank you page. Here's what we're going to be doing next. On Thursday at 7:30, the content is going to be about what to deliver, developing and creating your products based upon your unique message. And what I'm going to share with you that on Thursday night is how to put your presentation together in such a way that it inspires people to take action on different levels. So I may very well do that one by a teleclass. So just stay near your email and I'll let you know if that's going to be a teleclass or another webinar. But it's probably going to be a teleclass for the next session. And then again on Tuesday the 17th, we're going to be talking about creating captivating copy to inspire the buyers. Something I want to offer you as an exercise, and I know I've shared this exercise with many of you because many of you are already coaching clients of ours. This is something I'd like to see you begin working on through the next couple of days so that you can do two things. Number one, get clear on what some of the products are that you want to create. And then number two, start to have some of the basis for the marketing that you want to put out there for the products and services. So as far as what to deliver, developing and creating your products based upon your message, think about the questions that people ask you over and over and over again. What are the benefits of your products or service? How do you really help people? What problems do you solve? How can you help me individually? Whatever that is, just start to think about and pay attention to questions that people ask you or topics that you seem to go over with people over and over and over again. Look, for example, I've done this exact presentation with so many people that it was clear I needed to create a product for this. So that's one part of figuring out what your message is going to be about and what some of the products you're going to be creating are. So that's number one. The second exercise is to create a testimonial letter. Write a testimonial letter to yourself as if you are somebody who just listened to your CD or read your ebook or whatever that is. So for example, if I was to write a testimonial letter to myself about this course or my Stop the Clock time management, it might be, thank you, Nancy, for your time management teaching. I was expecting a typical time management, which would tell me when to schedule things and have me be so rigid. Yours absolutely transformed time and my relationship with time. I now get everything done that I'm meant to with grace and ease, and I'm getting more done than I even thought possible once I employed the drama monitor that had me cut out some of the extra drama that was occurring in my life. I also got rid of so much worry, and I'm gaining time from that. So write a testimonial letter as if you are somebody who just used your product or service, because that's going to help us create the marketing copy to inspire others to want to buy it. So that's what I've got for you on those. You guys are awesome, awesome, awesome. So glad that you're here tonight. And so we'll be back here. I don't know if we're going to do it on webinar or teleclass. Just stay tuned to your email and I'll let you know. So that's coming up in the next couple weeks. And then I wanted to let you know, the sisters and I are thrilled that we've actually got our calendar mapped out for 2014. And just take note of these dates. We've got the Level Up Workshop, January 10th and 11th in Fort Lauderdale, the 25th and 26th in Jamaica, Tallahassee in March, and then in June, again in Fort Lauderdale. And we're going to be doing 2 in-depth trainings. The first is going to be in April, which is April 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And this is a speaker training on influence, persuasion, and the business of speaking. What we're going to do on day 1, April 3rd, is work with people who are still overcoming some of the jitters and nerves about doing public speaking. They want to get clearer on what their presentation is about. Then on the 4th and the 5th, we're going to get really into the behind the scenes, kind of like I did with you tonight on creating your products, the behind the scenes business of speaking, how to create influence, how to be persuasive in your presentations, and then the business of speaking so you can make more money speaking, how to get speaking engagements, whether it's fee paid or if you're selling product. So that's April 3rd, 4th, and 5th. We'll let you know as soon as we have a registration link for that. And then July 25th and 26th, these are in-person trainings. Both of these, the speaker training and the art of sales. The 25th and 26th, we're going to do a sales clinic. We have some amazing sales experts coming in to really help us, debunk all the myths about sales and just learn how to have conversations with people and ask questions that uncover their needs so that you can serve them if they're meant to be your client. It's not about selling hard. It's about uncovering needs and seeing if you can create a win-win solution. And then, of course, the other dates we want you to know about is the 7th Annual Prosperity Unconference, September 12th, 13th, and 14th in West Palm Beach. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. I want you all to jot those dates down, pick out which level up you're going to be coming to, save the dates for the speaker training, the artist sales. Get out there, create those products, get your message out to the world. It's easier than you ever thought possible, and now you've got all the tools. All right, everybody, it's my pleasure and honor to have been here with you tonight. I'll see you or hear you all again on Thursday, the 12th. So let me go ahead and see what I need to do to unmute in case there are any. All right. Anybody there have questions live they want to ask me?